Genesis chapter 22. Now after these things God tested Abraham and said to him, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. And he said, Take now your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I will tell you. And Abraham rose early in the morning, and saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him and Isaac his son. And he split the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went to the place of which God had told him. On the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place from afar. And Abraham said to his young men, Stay here with the donkey, and I and the boy will go over there, and we will worship, and then we will return to you. And Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering, and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took in his hand the fire and the knife. And the 2 of them walked together. And Isaac spoke to Abraham his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here I am, my son. And he said, The fire and the wood are here, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham said, God himself will provide the lamb for a burnt offering, my son. So the 2 of them walked on together. And they came to the place of which God had told him. And Abraham built the altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. And Abraham stretched out his hand, and took the knife to slaughter his son. And the angel of Jehovah called to him from the heavens and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. And he said, Do not stretch out your hand upon the boy, nor do anything to him, for now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes, and looked, and there behind him was a ram, caught in the thicket by its horns. And Abraham went and took the ram, and offered it up for a burnt offering in place of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah-Jireh, as it is said to this day, On the mount of Jehovah it will be provided. And the angel of Jehovah called to Abraham a 2nd time from the heavens, and said, By myself I have sworn, declares Jehovah, because you have done this thing, and have not withheld your son, your only son. I will surely bless you, and will greatly multiply your seed like the stars of the heavens, and like the sand which is on the seashore, and your seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in your seed all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned to his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt in Beersheba. And after these things it was told Abraham, saying, Milcah has now also borne children to your brother Nahor. Uz his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel the father of Aram. And Chast, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jidlaph, and Bethuel. And Bethuel begot Rebekah. These 8 Milcah bore to Nahor, Abraham's brother. And his concubine, whose name was Reumah, also bore Tebah and Gaam and Tahash and Makar.